Okay, suppose I want to write the equation of this polynomial. What I need to first do, or there's several things we need to do, but we can start looking at maybe the end behavior. So now when I look at the end behavior, I see that as I go to x goes to positive or negative infinity, the y is going to infinity. So what that tells me, again, it's going in the same direction. That tells me that n, or the degree, is even. Degree of polynomial is even. Okay, great. So next I'm going to do is find the zeros, and I'm going to also find their multiplicities. So in the multiplicity department, I'm just going to choose the smallest possible multiplicity that will generate this picture. However, other higher multiplicities will produce the same picture again, but much tighter. So remember, these are powers, so all of a sudden the multiplicities are really the powers. So if you increase the power, this is going to get tighter because we're increasing faster. So I see I have a zero of -2. I have a zero that is actually a 0, and a 2. Okay, so I see then to determine the multiplicity, I look at the local behavior. Right around a -2, I'm looking at a little parabola. So all of a sudden, that means that the multiplicity could be 2, 4, 6, 8, but I'm going to choose the smallest ones, 2. Then I look at the next one, the multiplicity for 0. I can see that, look, it looks like a straight line to me. So this must be a multiplicity 1. Now look at this next one, 2. Is that S-shaped. So this S-shape is done if you got 3 being the smallest, or 5 or 7, or any odd power, but I'm going to choose the smallest. So now what I have is, when I look at these multiplicities, degree of my polynomial is 6. So it's a 6-degree polynomial. Great. So now what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to write y equals, and then I have my leading coefficient. I'm going to leave it up front. And I write now x minus, I think I got 3 zeros here, x minus, and then I enter the 0 values. So -2, and then I write the multiplicity squared. Here's to the first power, multiplicity is 1. So just won't even bother writing that. Multiplicity, sorry, 0 is 2, multiplicity is 3. So I can clean this up a little bit. Just make this x plus 2 squared, x minus 1, x minus 2. All right, so that's what I have. Now, the last thing is, how do I find the value of a? Well, notice I've used this information already. I've used the zeros to write what I have so far. I need one more point that is not part of this zeros. So here I got that there's one more point, -1, 2.7. So I'm going to enter that. So I know that y is equal to 2.7 when x is equal to -1. So I enter -1 where I see an x. So -1, -1. Good. Check one more time. Yeah, seems okay. And I continue solving. So -1 plus 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. And this one's going to get cubed. So now what I have is 3 to the third power is 27. Two times negative 27 is negative 54. Okay. And finally, I'm going to divide by two sides by negative 54. See if I did that right. Making sure. Or am I mistake somewhere? Hope not. 0, negative 2. 0, 0, 2. I'm happy there. Okay. 127. Oops. Interesting. Okay, let's see again. Oh, they're right here. This is negative 3, right down. So negative 3 cubed is negative 27. So that turns out to positive 54. So what I was concerned about is that, again, A controls whether it's sticking up or down because it's the leading coefficient, just like quadratic. But this is clearly up, so this has to be positive. And I was getting a negative number, so I was questioning somewhere in there is a mistake. I found it. And now we can just say what's 2.7 divided by 54. Maybe this is something nice. Seems like it would be. Let's figure this out. So when I'm entering this in my calculator, I'm getting 0.05. So what is my polynomial? It's this. It's x plus 0.05 times x plus 2 squared, x minus 1 times x minus 2 cubed. And there's my polynomial.